Continuing coverage of Brave spring training here from Orlando. I'm Kevin McAlpin. He is Jeff Francoeur, a guy you all know and love. Frenchy, your second tour of duty with the Braves.
Yeah.
What's it been like coming back?
It's been fun, to be honest with you. You know, you get down here, I remember Kelly from coming back last year was like, tell me what you think after the first day, and it was like, you never left. You know, a lot of the great faces, beautiful place to play, and, you know, it was great. You know, I always said that, you know, I went some other places, you know, figured out some things about myself, about the player I am and stuff, and it's kind of fun to be back now.
Yeah, you come into the clubhouse the first day and you go to your locker and you're right next to Nick Swisher. I mean, talk about a vocal side of the clubhouse, right?
Yeah, I always thought I was vocal until I was around him. Then I realized that I'm not that vocal.
What is it like, though? I mean, you come into a clubhouse, there's a lot of young guys here for the very first time. You've said over the years you've learned to not try to do more than you can during spring training. Is that something you've sort of passed on to some of these young guys?
Absolutely. We're on the spend the night trip down in Jupiter, and I took Dansby out to dinner down there, and we talked for a while. And you know, that was my big thing to him was, listen, you know, I know it's tough, and I know a lot of times you got to learn the hard way on some things, but you know, I said you got to find a way to trust one or two guys that you really like with hitting. You know, and that kind of thing, because, you know, for me, I just started listening to so many people, got off beat, and it can happen to a lot of people, but, you know, if it can keep a guy from that happening, then you know what, it's worth it.
It's sort of impressive to see the way some of these young players have handled themselves. I mean, Dansby, a guy who was in college less than a year ago, and now here he is in big league camp for the first time.
Yeah, you know, and he was lucky. He played for Coach Corbin at Vanderbilt, so he's very polished coming in. I've been impressed with Albies. Love that kid. We're gonna cut top of his hair, but besides that, you know, to watch the way that he at 19 goes about his business in the clubhouse and here has just been really incredible.
Is it sort of like a trip down memory lane when you come in the clubhouse every morning and you still see Bobby around the team?
Yeah, it's great, man. You know, you see him out there yesterday, you know, yelling at Joe West, I think, from the bullpen, which was great. And, you know, I think that's the one great thing about this organization that you've seen, and to me, get back to the last couple years is, you know, having Andrew, Klesko, Murph, Chipper will be here. You know, I think it's such a proud organization, and the same for me. I mean, I've lived in Atlanta my whole life. You know, I'll be taking my kids to the Braves game, so to see the organization get back to kind of on the right step is exciting for me.
Yeah, I mean, rebuilding can be tough at times.
Yeah.
Fans might have trouble understanding it, but in the long run, you can see that the future is very bright here.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you get to a certain point sometimes where you see you got to take kind of a step back, you know, trade some of the guys away, get some young, hungry guys in here, and I think they've done a good job with that. And I think you'll see over the next few years it pay off.
Have you and Kelly at all talked about the baby Braves days, about the reminisced at all?
Well, Eddie brings it up to us, of course, all the time, you know, because Eddie's jealous he wasn't part of the baby Braves. So that was his last year in 05. He was the old Braves going out that year.
Yeah.
But no, it has been fun, you know, and think about the days we were here playing. And like I said, now to come back in a different role, you know, but like I said, for me coming back now, I know kind of my strengths and weaknesses, things I can do to help this team. And be the guy that I can be, and so for me that's exciting going forward. You
came up with some really big hits for the Phillies, especially in the second half of last season. You feel like that sort of can carry into this year? You feel like that you finished strong?
Absolutely, and I think one thing I've really taken a lot of pride in is pinch hitting now. You know, when coming in, you know, I got a nice routine. Here it's tough, obviously, because we don't have cages, you can't do it, but at home, you know, hitting in the third inning, doing something in the fifth or sixth to get loose, and I really enjoyed that last year, and I think, you know, the role I had last year, you know, hopefully be a good role I could play here, I think, and do some things to help the team win.
We're halfway through spring training. You've seen this offense be able to do some really exciting things with the speed, some power in the middle. Are you guys excited about what this team could potentially do offensively?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I think you hit a snag in the middle of spring training right here. The guys that think, you know, you can start getting some long days, you know, but guys I think we'll start seeing here next week kind of get to that realization, okay, the season's coming up in a couple of weeks, we'll start to see, you know, really the at-bats take over where it's good, solid ABs after AB. And, you know, I think that's something that's only going to help us.
Wrapping up, as a young player, when you were in big league camp for the first couple times, who were some of those veteran guys you may have turned to? Because some of those guys are looking to you for that guidance now. Who were some of those guys you looked up to and followed around?
Man, we have so many guys that had been through the ringer when we came up, you know, from Chipper to Andrew. You know, one guy I loved talking to was Frenchy. I'd already been in the big leagues a year or two, but Edgar Renteria I thought was so awesome the way he handled himself. And honestly, that was kind of always my guy. So when I get I want to be like Edgar Renteria to help these guys out because he played the game hard from the first inning on. that's something that I think you take a lot of pride in.
Opening day is right around the corner. We wish you the best of luck, and we'll look forward to talking to you down the road.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Thanks.